Join us every week for coaching and Q&A. You'll learn how to get more listings signed and sold following the simple and fun easy listing method. Plus, find hidden gem tips and get motivated as you surround yourself with like-minded peers in this weekly mastermind. Let's jump in.
Good morning.
Hey, Monte.
Hello, Robert.
How in the heck are you? Where are you?
Oh, I'm in sunny Florida.
Well, Michael Nicolai right above you. We're like the Brady Bunch here. He got his first listing last week. So he's excited to get going. He's in Arizona. And then Amy Alvarez. Are you there, Amy?
Here,
So where are you from?
Fort Myers, Florida.
Fort Myers, Florida. How's business in Fort Myers, Florida with the hurricanes?
I mean, I've sold lots of properties that are distressed.
You know, Amy just said something important, and that is, for somebody who is in a distressed situation, being able to connect with them over the idea of not paying a real estate commission certainly speaks to that pain point. And the number of people that are tired of this whole routine, again, there's a growing market out there, I think. And then you throw on the taxes and insurance. I mean, I live in Florida now, so I can't. I'm part of the crew, but holy cow, all these reasons I've been telling our team in Tennessee, you better be connecting with Florida realtors, because I just helped somebody a few weeks ago move from Punta Gorda, Florida, to Nashville. Because they want to be in the South, but they're tired of the taxes and insurance and this hurricane stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy. So you guys, Monte, just so you know, Monte and I have been, how long have we known each other now, Monte? A couple years?
Yeah, probably a couple years now.
Monte heard about our platform a couple of years ago, and Monte used to have a unique selling proposition, and I'll let him tell you what he was doing. But how many homes did you sell before you met Easy? How many homes did you sell doing the that stuff back in the 2007 and 8?
We sold 300 homes without charging anybody anything. When in the downturn, guys, I decided I became a short sale expert after working with the bank a few different deals. I said, well, I'd rather work for free than that. There's no emotion, there's no caring heart, there's none of the stuff that I'm made out of. And so I thought, well, what would that look like? And then I started selling someone's. I came up with a phrase: if you'll buy your next home with me, I'll sell your current home for free. And I put a billboard up on I-65. I had talk radio show host promoting me, and I did over 100 spots on local TV station, answering viewer questions, and then saying, oh, by the way, Holly, I don't know if your viewers know this, but I'll sell their home without charge if they're going to buy another home. Anyway, when I saw, and I sold a total of over 600 homes altogether that way. But my point is, when I saw the Easy platform, I thought, oh my gosh, the problem with selling one for free to get paid on the one that they have to buy from you is you've got to sell 2 homes to get paid on one. With the Easy platform, as we know, we only have to sell 1 home to get paid on one. And so this became a no-brainer to me right off the top. Unfortunately, when we found out about it, we were right in the midst of what's going to happen with NAR, and everybody still was not believers that they needed to fight for their commission or be concerned about it. Now the audience is far more receptive, especially with a program that makes so much sense, that is so transparent, that is only win-win. Anyhow, I love it, and I've been preoccupied with managing 200 plus agents, and I sold a real estate company. I'm jumping back into real estate. As I manage that company, I still have to manage it for a couple of years, but managing it and being responsible for that $118,000 a month overhead is 2 different worlds totally. So I don't have that pressure. I have the joy of starting a real estate business here again in Florida. So that's where my focus is at. And I've just prepared a letter that's going out to my 450 neighbors here in our neighborhood. We're just waiting for our Easy flyer, which Chrissy and I have created, and it's a classy piece of artwork that has a shelf life to it. Robert, you'll be proud of it. And so I'm really looking forward to hitting things off with a bang here in the Orlando area.
I mean, I don't know if you guys understand, but Monte is a billion-dollar seller in real estate. He has been through everything, been through it all. Very, very, very talented.
Let's just get rid of that. You know, you want to be believable, right, Robert? I'm not real talented.
But
I have a high school education. I was a laid off factory worker from the Midwest who when my best friend decided to start a church in Cape Canaveral, Florida, he wanted me to come help him. I said, "How in the world does a laid off factory worker with three little kids make a living? There's not a big demand, I don't think, in Cocoa Beach, Florida for that." And he said, "Well, what are you doing now?" And I told him I was working 3 jobs, and I told him what those were. And he said, "Well, if you're going to work that hard, you should get in real estate." And I said, "Well, okay. Well, how much do you think I can make?" And he said, "I'll bet you can make $30,000 a year." And so I loaded up my family and headed to Florida from Peoria, Illinois, and threw myself in the deep end. That first year, I nearly starved. And of course, and I sold some things, mostly out of the garage. I sold one of the cars. I sold some of the TV and so forth. But it wasn't until about a year into my career, I was up late one night watching How to Get Rich in Real Estate, and while looking at the one ads, because I was going to get back into I mean I was going to get selling cars or something. I had to do something to make some money out of a 2-year-old and 4-year-old and a 6-year-old, and their mother didn't work. And anyhow, there was this uh, uh, program on this webinar called How to Get Rich in Real Estate. It was about co-ownership. You could take the investor and a renter, put them together, and they could, the investor provide the down, the renter pay the rent. They could co-own it and have the benefits in a co-ownership fashion. And so the next morning, in my infinite wisdom, I found a big piece of cardboard, wrote on it, "Rent to own." This is back in the mid 80s. I've been in license for 41 years. This is back in the early to mid 80s. I put that sign in the front of the only listing that my company had at the time, One Source Realty in Cocoa Beach, Florida. And the phone started ringing, and it started ringing some more, and it started ringing some more. And pretty soon we realized that every 10th ring call on that sign, they didn't have to have the rent to own situation. They were a veteran or something like that. That took me from a starving realtor to the next year, I was the #1 realtor in Brevard County, Florida. Not because I was something special. I brought to town a work ethic, but then I found a unique selling proposition that spoke to a pain point. The pain point is home ownership, obviously. How do I own a home? Well, rent to own sounds like a safe way to do that. And so I became a real believer early in my career about having a unique selling proposition that spoke to a pain point, because I realized, because back then it didn't, I mean, listing didn't sell for probably the first 12 months. It wasn't uncommon for a home to sit on the market a couple of years back then. So I learned back then how it's about a unique selling proposition that'll speak to a pain point. And back then, of course, the big pain point was interest rates were at 14, 16%, all that kind of stuff that we walk through, That's why I laugh at today's rates. Hey guys, it doesn't matter. Come on. It's just a matter of numbers. You got to talk to enough people. Somebody wants to buy a house. Anyway, so that's a quick summary. So when I fast forwarded to 2008 and 10, when the market was so bad, I was about to lose my own home, is why I did what I did with selling for free. I'd gone through a divorce. I had such bad back problems I could barely walk. I needed a third back surgery. I didn't have the deposit to do it though, or the deductible. And then I was about to lose my own home, as I mentioned. I had to make a choice: do I continue my marketing or do I pay my mortgage payment? I chose to continue my marketing, and I got 6 months behind on my payment. Anyway, that's another story. But the point is, you cannot convince me. In 41 years of doing this, you cannot convince me that having a unique selling proposition isn't what will trump almost every situation, other than having the circle of influence that already knows, likes, and trusts you. I'll shut up, Robert. This wasn't about
you know
me.
what?
I just wanted to convey a conviction that a unique selling proposition presented properly, a hook that beats all others, I think.
So you guys, Monte, he is just such a wonderful human being. If you guys want to ask me questions, ask Monte questions. Like I say, Mike Nicolai got his first listing using the story that we teach in the listing presentation. Anybody's got any questions? Let's just kind of make this an open forum and ask away some questions. Plenty of years of experience on the platform. We got plenty of years of experience in real estate. What questions can we ask? What can we answer for you guys?
Well, Monty, first off, I'd like to say thank you for sharing that because that's one heck of a story. And if I know of anything, it's being able to share a story like that, and again, jumping into things, the Lord's hand is on you, man.
Thank you.
It's beautiful to know you. But I do have a question because I'm trying to do this listing marketing, correctly, and I need to get some advice. Okay. I want to do, either, like you talked about last week, Robert, the reach ad, the YouTube ad, or the video views on Google. And my broker and I have got a video that we put together, but I don't know who to target on this unique property because it is a senior community gated, and I drove around the park, and every 10th car was from our state here in Arizona. Everything else was snowbirds everywhere else. So where have you had the best results, and how did you, because my broker says, well, yeah, we can do that, but who are we targeting? I need to have,
So
a target market.
have you opened up a Facebook ad manager
No,
yet?
I have no
So
idea.
let's just go through, and I'm going to show you where you get the access to. You set up your Facebook ad manager, and
I
then
don't
I'll
think
help
so.
you with the targeting. Well, hang on a second here. Once you get this set up, let me know, and then we'll create the ad together.
Oh,
Let me show you
okay.
where to get the information about how to set that up. Hang on 1 second here. There we go. You see down here, Nick's Magical Marketing Corner?
Yep.
You hit that. This will help you get your Facebook page set up.
Okay.
And it'll even go how to run a reach ad. You want to watch this, but go through the first one and get your Facebook ad manager set up. And once that's set up, let me help you with the targeting and retargeting of the ads.
All right. Thank you.
All right. So you guys, this is a course that I paid $25,000 for. The same kid that I paid to have it done, he's the one who taught me how to do it. And it's a very wonderful course. But I'm always happy to help you check out to make sure that we got targeting and retargeting is where you're going to build your audience as fast, the fast you can. And then we'll even deal with doing some Google search too. But if you watch that, that'll happen first. The other thing I wanted to show you guys too is if we go into seller material and go into our listing presentation and we access that, we actually have a listing presentation based around the story. So remember, when you guys come into this, you don't need to have a paid account. You just have a free Canva account, and then you want to use template for new design. You load that in there, and bingo, bango, bongo, you can go ahead and you can start putting in your information. So I'm going to just kind of roll through this so that you can see what's there. All right. Home of the 0%. This is wrapped around the story, you guys, that we're using for training. So I'm going to run through this real quick, but this is available for you guys to go ahead and customize this is what I use. If I go out to a property and I don't have internet, I can't get anything, I'll come back and use this as a listing presentation. All right, so we've got some client stories, what you're going to do for your seller. And then this is our story home. Everybody should recognize that, right? Come back here, and then we've got all the things that are explained that you guys should know inside your story. Okay, you got a copy of the purchase sale agreement, you got the HUD, the closing statement down here, and the net sheets and what value it was to that to Alan and Joy Hazard. All right, some more case studies. Oh, some questions and answers. And then what are you waiting for? This is the team associated. And then one of the things that I will do on advertising as well, if anybody wants, you can buy these vouchers for travel from a company, and I use them when I am marketing my listings. And I'll tell people I'll give a free vacation for the first 10 listings. So they cost me about $50 a piece, and then I always cover the taxes and fees associated. That ends up being about anywhere from $300 to $500, so that they're not paying for one thing when they go on these vacations. So I use this as a little kind of a gimmick to get listing appointments. And I've had 20 of them for 3 years, and I think I've still got 12 left. I don't use them that often. I only use them when I want to really just get out there and get some listings. So that is available for you inside the training portal back there, that Facebook and YouTube advertising course. It's probably, I think it's 2 to 3 hours. But again, that was $25,000 worth of information. Before you run your first ad, get me on there with you so that I can make sure that you've got it set up right and make sure you got the targeting and retargeting right. Okay. So good question, Mike. Who else got a question?
Hey, Michael, let me also throw in, just for no extra fee here, that I've got quite a bit of experience with the working with senior level, and one of their biggest, and I've spoken at some of their events as a local real estate professional, but one of their biggest concerns is getting the equity from their home to, and I'm sure you know this, and getting into that position, because into that assisted living, because that assisted living may not have an opening where they're looking for that opening, at the right time and all that kind of thing. So I would really lean heavily in my messaging to those people that we can close the property with easy around your schedule, your needed schedule. And that's of course within, the confines of, a few months probably, but one thing that I have been able to do with the program, and other times where I've priced it aggressively, is to get some opportunity to live in the property post closing. So that part's done. They got their cash. They're ready to move forward. I'm just saying, whether you do that or not, that's one of their love languages, obviously, is how do we go from here to here when there's nothing available right now? A property only comes, or a unit only comes available every few months or something like that. Let's help them focus on getting their equity, but pricing it aggressively, so that they can have that as a tool, to be able, because to me, that was one of the biggest issues every time I've been out in that group.
It's good info,
Yeah.
Monty.
Yeah, very good. Thank you.
Amy, what questions you have for any of us?
Yeah, I can say something, Robert. I'm a mortgage loan officer as well. So we also have a loan that can allow the seller to cash out on some of their equity before they sell the house. So they can actually get money out of the property, go put it down on the new property, and have their property still on the market, and not pay any note on that loan until, of course, the property sells, and then that amount would be deducted from the gross. If your client is in a hurry and they want to go that route, give me a call. We're in all 50 states, so that may be a good selling point.
That's a great point.
Job, Ron. Way to go.
Yeah, we can pull the money out while they're still, let's say they signed up with Easy, and they're getting ready to do the open house and what have you. Well, they can have a portion of that equity already out to put down on the new house and move in that new house while their house is going through the Easy process. If that
Pretty
makes
cool.
sense.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Good advice.
Hey, Ron, you should probably put that out there for everybody and put that
Okay,
on
yeah, I
the
will.
website or the Facebook closed.
Yeah, I'm gonna
group.
put it in the community. Yeah, yes, I will do that, because
You guys- Oh, go
I
ahead.
may
Sorry.
have a client like that myself, and I said, well, I spoke to him and I said, well, what if we can get you in your new home before we sell your property. You know, and they say, well, how you, I kind of explained it to them, and I think they like it, you know. Yep.
You guys should get involved in the Facebook group. I saw somebody posted something yesterday about wanting to work with listing presentation for this course. Did you see it, Michael?
I did, yeah, after I made my post.
Did you offer to get into anybody offer to get into it with them?
Yeah, the timing doesn't work for me, but yeah, it's a great idea.
Yeah, the Facebook, you guys, is only as valuable as you make it. So it'd be kind of cool to see some people get involved and that we better the craft and uh, work on it together. So, Frank, what questions you have?
Nothing at this moment.
Wow, look at that. So, Amy, I just sent you my direct number. And if you'd give me a call when we hang up here, I will get you all set up.
Thank you.
Anybody else having user login problems at all? All right. Is there any other topics that you want to discuss?
What's your
Um,
name?
Robert Klein.
Thank you.
Sorry. Thought you knew that.
It's called Easy Real Estate Offer Platform. That's what your name is.
That's what I have.
Well, geez. See that, Monty? I like.
You need to put an
There you go, Amy.
AKA after that intro you got there.
That's right.
That's pretty good. Hey, Monty, would you mind showing your flyer if I let you share the screen?
Actually, I can't. That's all I'm waiting on. I've got the envelopes ready. I had my granddaughter sign each one, or not sign, but put the address on each one. I've got the letters folded, and I'm just waiting for this flyer to drop into each one. I don't have it. Chrissy put it together for me, and I don't even have a PDF of it, I don't think.
So are you handwriting the envelopes for a specific reason instead of running them through a mail merge? How long did it take your granddaughter to handwrite?
Not that long. I paid her pretty well for it. It gives us a reason to make her do something, but not just hand out money, but
That is cool.
and her penmanship is really, really good. And we all know that if we have something hand addressed, we're more likely to open it up. And her penmanship looks like a young woman wrote it. And I know I'm going to open something up like that, And then I immediately jumped on. For those thinking about it this next year or two, we have a program that can't be beat. And I explained to everybody on that. But wait, there's more. If you do buy or sell this year, not only can we help you sell without as low as 0% commission, but we're also going to dedicate $1,000 to the HOA to help continue to build the community. So I get more buy-in that way from the leadership within the board and so forth. But yeah, I believe I'll get some results out of it. I'm looking forward to that.
Look at that.
That'd be
That's
interesting. Hey,
Yeah.
Monty, we need to hear a report on that to see if it works.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, sometimes when you have a deal like that, I know there's been many times, like just for instance, I talked to a lady at an open house probably 6 months ago. And she and her husband, she was a retired realtor. She and her husband were out looking to downsize. And I said before they left, I pulled out a flyer like I have the same flyer for Nashville. And I said, look, I've got something for you that I think you're going to be really interested in when the time is right. And this is 6 months ago. Well, she has now surfaced and said, well, the time is right and I want to use you. And she tried to make it sound like because I'm special. Well, no, it wasn't anything about me. It was that flyer that she took because it's got a shelf life. It doesn't have an end date to it. I don't do an open house without some sort of a hook that has a shelf life to it in case I don't do a good job following up. Well, this is a great example of me not doing a great job following up because I am still managing 225 agents and 100 homes a month and so forth, But there's an example of that flyer making, being worth the value because it has a shelf life that speaks to it and it speaks to a pain point. And she wants to use me. Why? Because it's going to save her potentially $25,000, $30,000. I totally believe in open houses, but not without if you're doing it without a hook, if you're doing it without a unique selling proposition that speaks to a pain point that more than just I'll give you a free warranty or something like that, but really speaks to the pain point. There's so much clutter in today's society, as we all know, that to cut through that clutter, you got to have something significant like easy. Otherwise, you're just another smiling face out there. My conviction.
Very well said. Who else has anything?
I do believe, I noticed all your stuff is 0% commission. I do want to encourage everybody, if you just to think about it. And I'm not trying to go against the grain here whatsoever, Robert. But if you can put as low as, it does leave the door open for you to explain that maybe it'll be better for you to offer 3% and let the buyer's agent figure it out, or that kind of approach, or 1% or whatever, depending on how you want to do the math. But that's how we approach it, because each deal is different. Each attitude of the seller is different. Once they understand that they're probably going to be asked, for some commission dollars, that kind of thing. Well, this is the simplest workaround. Well, the buyer can pay the other agent as much as they want to. But anyhow, the point is, this is a hook, and I do suggest as low as 0% commission. Just throwing it out there.
The other thing too, I went back to some of the archive stuff. Wasn't there one point in time you were offering a 7% buyer's premium and giving the buyer a 1% back, a rebate?
No, I wasn't giving the buyer a rebate, but I was asking for a 7% commission, yes, or 7% premium.
Okay.
I was
something.
just letting them pay for the easy fee is what I was doing that for.
Yeah. Is that Brett Parcell?
Yes, it is.
The world famous Brett Parcell that's never home anymore?
Hey, you got a computer, you're anywhere. You can work from anywhere.
Yeah, just so everybody knows, Brett is our designated broker in Washington. He's done several of these events as well, and he's been around since the beginning. So it's always nice to see him. He bought a home over in Ocean Shores in Washington. I think he spends more time in Ocean Shores now than in Seattle. So, anyways, got anything new to pass along, Brett? You want to say? Any questions? His dog must be eating his socks. So, anyways, you guys, if nobody else has anything else they want to discuss or go over, we'll go ahead and we are going to start running a topic Thursday where we will actually taking deeper dives like Monte talked. Everybody should know about the commission. You're free to do whatever you want. Even though most of our ads say 0% commission, you can put it as low as, I'm starting to advertise 1% myself, get the seller to pay the 1% on there. So you guys are free to do whatever you want to do. The compensation is your business, not mine. So thanks for bringing that up, Monty. And there's plenty of ways to skin a cat through this process. So you'll be getting notices on the Thursday, and again, it's the Thursday after Valentine's Day, whatever that is. So anyway, so be on the watch for that, and there will be actual topics. Just so you know, the Monday forum is for you to come in as you start getting out and getting some listings. If you run into some issues, this is a great time for all of us to listen and how to fix things. Or maybe you have a great story to share, like Michael getting his first listing, Monty, in the way that Monty made money, back in the short sale days. And Monty just put his telephone number down there. Just a huge valuable asset to the company. And like I say, everything he does is just first class. I love it. So that being said, unless there's any other questions, I will see everybody next Monday. Remember the Thursday after Valentine's Day will be Topic Thursday, and we will be going over topics. And Michael, probably the first one's going to be the Facebook advertising that we're going to do, because I think everybody needs to get better at it nowadays in the system. So that being said, last time, any other questions, any other topics, any other things people want to say? Okay. Anyways, all right, you guys, appreciate everybody showing up. Amy, give me a call right now. We'll get you all straightened out. You're quite welcome, everybody. Have a great day.